A lot of us watched a year ago in disbelief as this scene played out at the U.S. Capitol. Protesters storming the steps of the Capitol, tearing down barriers, hoping to prevent lawmakers from certifying the results of the 2020 election. Tomorrow marks 1 year since the January 6th riots. Federal prosecutors are showing no signs of slowing down the investigation. So far, 700 people have been arrested.
And the fallout from that riot continues as well as a lasting connection to Arizona.
Matt Galka live at the Arizona Capitol with how people who were there are reacting a year later. Matt.
Yeah, Arizona's election results were first up to be contested last January 6th. The debate was going on the House floor when some of our congressmen who were on that floor say they heard glass started to be smashed as the Capitol entrances were overrun with people. Arizona's election results were being contested. At the same time, a large mob of people were just starting to swarm the Capitol. Thursday marks 1 year since the January 6th storming of the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., but it will likely always be connected with our state. Democratic Congressman Raul Grijalva says he can still remember how he felt on the House floor that day.
Never did I think that the root of what we do as Americans is to govern ourselves, and our right to vote was going to be threatened, and that democracy was going to be threatened the way it was.
Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs' name has been dropped a number of times in the investigations since the riot. He says the violence that occurred that day was not the intended outcome of contesting the election results.
I don't think I had any role in violence happening at the Capitol at all. We were engaged in a procedure that was we felt constitutionally authorized as well as statutorily authorized, and that's what we did. And there was violence was very disruptive and harmful to that process, quite frankly.
The fallout for Arizona doesn't end there. Maybe the face of the rioters is Arizona's own Jacob Chansley, the so-called QAnon shaman for his notorious horns and paint. He's serving 41 months in federal prison for his role. And the challenge to Arizona's election results led to a months-long audit that didn't produce a different election winner. And back here locally at the Arizona Capitol, at least two events scheduled for tomorrow. One calling for an expansion of voting rights, another calling for justice for the people who have been arrested for their roles in the January 6th riot. Jacob Chansley is being advertised as a speaker, saying he'll call in from prison during that event tomorrow. Capitol Police say they're aware of both events. We're live tonight. Matt Galka, Fox 10 News.
Matt, thanks. Congressman Andy Biggs will be my guest, one of my guests this weekend on Newsmakers Saturday. He will talk exclusively and extensively about the events of January 6th. This airs Saturday night, 10:30, right here on Fox 10.